First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining my session. Today I'm going to present on 18C, what's new in 18C. My name is Mandeep Kaur Sandhu. I'm working for University of Auckland as a senior Oracle DBA from last couple of years. So in today's whatever we are going to discuss, I'm going to upload these slides to my website, mandysandhu.com, so you can download it from there. So in today's presentation, what I'm going to cover is some discussions on, will be discussions on Oracle 12C and 18C features. There will be an overview of multi-tenant architecture and what is the enhancements since from 12C to 18C. And I will be discussing how the existing database features that are available from 12C has been improved from 12.1 from to 12.2 and then to 18C. And I will be focusing more onto the DBA oriented features as compared to other developers like. I will be briefly cover those ones, but my main focus will be on the DBA oriented features. And I will be covering patching model as well. There is a big change in the patching model in 18C. So that's all I'm going to cover in today's presentation. So what is being released recently from Oracle? Oracle 12C release 1 is being released in June 2013. And then 12C release 1 in June 2014. 12C release 2, 12.2.01 is released on cloud on 2016 and on premises in March 2017. And now it's a time for 18C, 18.1 is being released to Exadata Cloud Service and for all engineer system in February 2018. And in April 2018, this 18C is being available as the database as a service in Oracle Cloud. And on premises, you are not too far. It is going to be released in soon in July. It is proposed to be July, I think maybe end of this month. I'm not sure the date, but it is being, I have heard from a lot of resources that it will be available from July 2018. So these are the recent releases from last couple of years. So if I go back from 9i to 18c, it is there is always a continuous number 9i and then 11g and then 12c. Then there is a big gap. There is a big skip from 12c to 18c. So what happened from 13 to 17 number? There is a big change in the software release cycle for Oracle. This change in the release cycle puts the Oracle in alignment with the rest of the industry who are using year of the release as a version number. So for 18C, I have already told you previously, 18C is released in February 2018. So the number of the year number is represents the release. So 18C represents the release year. So 18C is nothing but a 12 is an update version of 12.2.01. So it is a 12.2.02. So 18C is the updated version of 18 for a 12C. There is also a big confusion about what is autonomous database. Is 18C is autonomous database? It is partially true. Autonomous database is Oracle Cloud Service that uses 18C database. If you are talking about the on-premises database, 18C is not autonomous. Only the Oracle Cloud Service, which are using 18C databases, is autonomous. So Oracle 12C, what are the major? It's a major change. Why I written in the heading? Why in the heading a major change because of multi-tenant architecture. This is the first architectural change since from Oracle version 6 in 1988. If you look through the history, in 1988 is the year when PL SQL is being introduced. Hot backups capabilities are introduced for DBAs. So DBAs don't have to take the database offline to make a backups. And a row level locking is also being introduced in version 6. And from version 6 till 11G, there's a lot of improvements has been introduced by Oracle. But 12C is a major change afterwards. The major change is multi-tenant architecture. So what exactly is multi-tenant container, multi-tenant architecture is? So multi-tenant architecture is a container database that can hold many pluggable databases, and that pluggable databases contains the application metadata. So instead of going to the theory, I will go to this diagram. If you look through this diagram, a CDB is a container database which has one root, and that root is nothing but Oracle supplied metadata and common users. And then we have a PDB seed. PDB seed is a template from where a new PDB can be created. And remember, this PDB seed always in read-only mode. You cannot modify PDB seed. And then we have a container that we have a PDBs from PDB1 and PDB2. It can have up to 252, which is a case in 12.1 only. Okay, in 12.2 we this number got up to 4096. 12.1 was 252, but in 12.2 it is being updated to 4096, which is quite a huge improvement in the PDB's level. I'm not sure any customer or is using up to that level of PDs, but that facility is there if somebody want to use more than almost 4,000 PDBs. Another thing I want to point out in multi-tenant architecture is the the control files and recovery is always on the CDB level, not at the PDB levels. So all the recovery and control files are defined at the CDB level, not at the PDB level. On 12.1 version, the undo is being also defined on the CDB level, and that undo is being shared for a number of PDBs. But in 12.2 version, we got a local undo concept. So each PDB can have their own undo, which is quite a huge. There was some problem with the shared undo, but after in 12.2, the undo was available for the individual PDBs. So this is all about the multi-tenant architecture. So I just skip. I'm just going backward to the previous slide. Just want to highlight why. What is the benefit we actually achieved from the multi-tenancy? The first thing I could able to see is a consolidation. Okay, imagine if your company has 100 servers and each server is containing one database per server. This is a big wastage of resources and manpower. So you need a number of DBAs and system administrators to configure the servers as well as the databases. So with this multi-tenancy architecture, you could able to consolidate those databases into one bigger container and as a PDBs. Another major benefit is ease of maintenance. Obviously, if you are going from 100 servers to, for example, 5 container databases, the patching level is also be reduced, and upgrade is also going to be reduced, and so that is the ease of maintenance we are going to get. And I could able to see another big benefit is onboarding of a new application. So, for example, if your a project manager is coming to you and asking, I need another database with with this a number of this much of storage, this much of memory, and this and that. So with container databases, because this is about one big server, you could able to easily create an application scheme or application PDB within the container database. So cost reduction as another benefit. You can take a same example, 100 server versus one server. The last one is easier and more rapid movement of data. What does that mean? It's a plug and unplug technology. So you can unplug a PDB and plug in into another CDB. So this is really cool. You can, it is like a plug and unplug. Unplug from one CDB and you can plug into to the patched CDB. So with this plugging and unplugging, I could able to see it as a similar to transportable table spaces, but it is much better and much easier with this a new plugging and unplug technology. So these are the main benefits with the multi-tenancy architecture. So I explained this multi-tenancy architecture just so that we are on the same level. What I'm going to talk about in the rest of the slides is based on some of these based on the 12C, million 12C, and it is 18C, which is based on this multi-tenancy architecture. So what are the enhancements are available from in 18C on the multi-tenancy side? So first benefit is the PDB clone. When 12C came in, 12.1, you could able to do a remote PDB copy or remote PDB clone. But there was a drawback. The source PDB from where you are copying, it should be in a read-only mode. So I could able to see there is a no benefit because if, for example, why we are doing a remote PDB copy, maybe for maybe production database copy. Okay, so you cannot put a production database into a read-only mode. So remote PDB copy was never used or maybe less used in 12.1. But in 12.2, remote PDB copy um, was possible in a hot cloning mode. What is hot cloning is the source PDB don't need to be put on read-only mode. You can clone a PDB in a read-write mode. So that concept is called hot cloning, which is quite useful if you want a production copy into for dev and test environment. That is, it can be done easily. So this can be done in the command line, create pluggable database, pluggable clone from the remote link. And if we are talking about the local PDBs, the cloning is possible from DBCA as well. That is a GUI tool. So you can clone a local PDB using a PDB seed or from the unplugged database. So what's available in 18C? So we can now do a local PDB cloning from a DBCA, but from a plugged database. But this facility wasn't there in 12.2 version. In 18C, you can do a cloning from a DBCA, but from a plugged database. I just took a snapshot from 12C and 18C. If you see on 12C, I highlighted in here, you can clone only from PDB seed. But in 18C, you can clone from PDB seed as well as any pluggable database in there. Okay, so this is the another change. So why we are going to use DBCA to do the cloning if you want an identical PDB and you want to do it from the plugged database instead of unplugged one. So you can do the similar thing from DBCA silent mode. This can be quite useful if you don't want to use a GUI, but you want a command line. So you can do a DBCA in a silent mode as well. This is a syntax for that. Another now the second benefit as second feature is refreshable PDBs. The refreshable PDBs are available from 12.2 onwards. So what is exactly the refreshable PDBs are? So refreshable PDB is nothing but a remote clone of a source PDB which can be updated from a source content. I would like to explain it from the diagram. So this is a source CDB, CDB1, and this is a destination CDB, CDB2. Here you can clone a PDB to a destination, but this is always in a read-only mode, and this cloned PDB can be updated from the source PDB anytime. You can update the cloned PDB either manually or automatic. Okay, for example, I want a cloned PDB to be refreshed every 60 minutes because there is a change in the production database. I want a cloned copy of the production database, but I want to update the contents after 60 minutes. So that is possible from refreshable PDBs, and it is available from 12.2 onwards. There is some restrictions in a refreshable PDBs. You can change refreshable PDBs to a non-refreshable PDB. Means if you want to open a cloned PDB into a read-write mode, that is possible. But for that, you have to put the refresh mode is equal to none. Means you are converting a refreshable PDB to a non-refreshable PDB. You can also you can also create another PDB from a clone PDB. That is also possible. You can create, for example, you want to create a PDB2 at 10 o'clock, and then there is after 1 hour there is an update from a production to read-only mode, and then you want to create another PDB3 at 11 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock. It depends what is your requirement. But what exactly is the benefit of refreshable PDBs? The first benefit is if you want a multiple up-to-date cloned copies. Take an example of application upgrade. You want a cloned copy every 2 hours or maybe every 3 hours. In that case, you can use refreshable PDBs. And another major benefit I could able to see as read-only PDBs can be used for reporting purpose to minimize the impact on production. This is same like a read replica. So you can point out some of the reporting onto the cloned or refreshable PDB. This is the major benefit I could able to see, and a lot of customers are also using these refreshable PDBs as well. So what's changed in 18C? So 18C, there is a further improvement. You can refreshable PDBs can be switched, means read replica can be open in read write mode and vice versa. Okay, so in previous case I told you, once you have converted a refreshable PDB to a non-refreshable PDB, means once you open from read only mode to read write mode, you cannot go back. That's it. You have to create another refreshable PDB. But in 18C, you could able to switch over. Okay, so here is an example. There are two CDBs. PDB refreshable PDB is being created on the destination, and after the switchover, the source will become a read-only and destination become as a primary PDB. This is quite useful. If you remember in my second or third slide, I told you in multi-tenancy, the recovery and availability is always on the CDB level, not at the PDB level. So this feature is quite useful if you want to switch the PDBs for some reason, or maybe not some reason means for the reporting purpose, or you want the availability level of the switch over at a PDB level. So this is quite useful. So this is the refreshable PDBs. How we are going to implement, I will go through a quick implementation step. You need to create a link, a public link on the destination. You can put a PDB file name convert. If you are using OMF, you don't need to put a PDB file name convert. Now on the destination, you can create a PDB name from that link, refresh mode manual. You can put a refresh mode either manual or you can put it automatic. And next section, the PDB is in a mounted mode. You can open in read-only mode. You can, if you want to refresh a pluggable database manually, you can say alter pluggable database refresh. This is a manual refresh. But if you don't want to do a manual refresh, you want to read replica up to date every 10 minutes, that is also possible. You can say refresh mode every 10 minutes. And this is also available in 12C. So in 18C, what is the new feature is available? Switch over means you can switch the role. That is in 18C. Another multi-tenant feature is PDB Snapshot Carousel. So what exactly is PDB Snapshot is? PDB Snapshot is a named copy of PDB at a specific time. That is called a PDB Snapshot. So what is then PDB Snapshot Carousel? PDB Snapshot Carousel is nothing but a set of snapshots, or you can say a library of snapshots. That is called PDB Snapshots Carousel. You can have maximum of 8 snapshots in a PDB Snapshot Carousel. So you can take a manual snapshot of a PDB, or you can set it automatic. So when the maximum number reached, which is 8 in 18C, when the maximum number reached, the oldest copy is overwritten by a new one. So if we have a 9th snapshot, it is going to overwrite the first snapshot. So the oldest snapshot is going to be overwritten. So what exactly is the contents of the PDB snapshot? Is nothing. It is nothing but a copy of the data files, but no archived redo logs. The PDB snapshot will create an archive file which is going to sit in the same directory of data file of the source PDB. Okay, so this is a full copy of the data files, no archive redo logs, and it will be a file that is going to sit under the same directory of data file of a source PDB. Again, if there is a feature, there should be some use cases as well. So where we are going to use this PDB snapshot carousel, I could able to see two use cases. One is point in time recovery, and another one is, again, if you want to create a non-production environments. I will go through these two use cases in a little bit in more detail, because DBAs, it is really important ones. So point in time recovery. This is a CDB which contains HR application data. Okay, we could able to create 8 snapshots with PDB snapshot carousel. Imagine I got 8 snapshots started from 1st of July till 8th of July. There is a corruption on 5th of July. Okay, on the database. I could able to restore from a snapshot from a 5th of July back to the production day. So this is kind of point in time recovery. So you can use this feature, point in time recovery, especially for example if there is a bulk load. Take an example of you can say HR application and HR payroll run. So you are taking a snapshot of a HR production database every day at 11 o'clock because there is a pay run afterwards. If there is a problem in the pay run and there is some kind of logical corruption or something happened, the payroll was not run, and you want to restore from the data which from before the pay run, then you can restore it from here. So I already told you you can I think I haven't written it over there, but you can put a snapshots either automatically, or you can set it on a manual mode. You can take your manual snapshots, or you can set it, every day at 11 o'clock you want to take a snapshots. That's it. So that is the main benefit, point in time recovery. And then another one is if you want to create a non-production environment for refreshes purposes. So here I'm going to use two features. There is a HR data, and then I want to create a test environment from production, which is a master copy, and I made it as a refreshable clone. Created the auto snapshots are also possible from a refreshable clone as well. Okay. So now I want to create a full test environment, test PDB or development PDB or from UAT PDB. Okay, I can create, I want a Saturday's data. I can get it from that snapshot. Here also I can set auto snapshots at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock before the pay run, or maybe before the application upgrade. You can take any example. No, if I want to I say okay, I restored it from Saturday's copy, but that is not the one I want. I want to go to the Monday's copy. I can go from a Monday's. I can restore the PDB from the Monday's copy. Okay, so this is a quite useful for database refreshes, or you can say is um, for the non-productions copies from a if here I used two techniques is a refreshable clone and then creating a automatic snapshots on the refreshable clone on the refreshable PDB itself. So again, the implementation part. So you can first of all you can see the number of PDB snapshots from this view, and that view is CDB properties and CDB underscore PDBs from the data dictionary. So the maximum value you can put is 8. But if you want to take a less snapshot, for example, I want because of the space or some other reason, I just want to keep the maximum PDBs up to 4 or 5. That is also possible. You just need to put alter the um, set the setting. Maximum PDB snapshot is equal to 7 or 6 or whatever you want. So once that is set, and then you can alter the container to that PDB. You can say alter pluggable database snapshot. That's it. First snapshot is done. Or you can put a mode every 24 hours. I want to start it from 11 o'clock today, and next every 24 hour I want to take a snapshot before a major bulk load, or maybe before HR pay run, or whatever is the requirement. By default, the snapshot name is the system generator names. Okay, but if you want, you can put your own snapshot name as well, where I have given alter pluggable database snapshot, and then you can give a snapshot name as well. Now, if you after the application upgrade, or maybe it is a one performance testing is done during the HR upgrade. So now you want to do the second performance second round of the performance, and you want to drop the previous PDB snapshot. So that can be done. If you set the maximum PDB snapshot is equal to 0, it is going to delete all the all the archived files from data file directory. So, and moreover, you can also delete a particular PDB as a particular snapshot as well if you want to. For example, if you want to delete a snapshot from Saturdays, that is also possible. You just need to write alter pluggable database and then delete, I think delete or drop snapshot and then snapshot name. That is also possible. Now, how you can use the snapshot to create a copy? You can say a create pluggable database, pluggable PDB underscore clone from a source PDB using snapshot and then give the snapshot name. It's quite easy. And there's a second example as well. I want to create a pluggable database from using the snapshot, but snapshot copy. Snapshot copy is available from 12C. There is a difference between if you are creating a PDB using snapshot and then but as a snapshot copy. Snapshot copy is different than PDB snapshot itself. Snapshot copy is not a complete copy of the source data files. It is a storage level snapshot, or you can say it's a sparse snapshot. So the pluggable database created as a snapshot copy is not a full PDB. It is just a sparse PDB, you can say. Okay. But if you are going to create a pluggable database using a snapshot, it is going to be a full PDB, independent PDB. But if you are going to create a PDB as a snapshot copy, it is not going to be an independent PDB. It is going to be a materialized view, or you can say it is depends upon the source PDB, and it is a kind of a sparse clone, not a full clone. Just remember that one. So this is all about the PDB's snapshots. Next interesting feature is CDB Fleet. What is CDB Fleet is? CDB Fleet is nothing but a collection of CDBs and hosted PDBs as a one logical CDB. Again, I will explain it through the diagram. So this is a CDB which has a root and the seed. The CDB itself has its own application data. But look at these two, the white ones. These are the CDBs which are a logical CDB, which are not, they are part of the this CDB, but they are logically connected. They are not physically created over there. So these CDB tools are created and they have their own structure and they are created separately on a separate infrastructure. They have their own memory, they have their own storage and resources, all other resources. So what is the benefit of CDB Fleet? The purpose of the CDB Fleet is a infrastructure for database infrastructure for scalability and centralized management. Take an example. If, for example, I think I will take an example of HR applications again. For example, HR application does have n number of components. Okay. Like HR payroll, or maybe the organization, or maybe complaint box, or maybe complaint application, and then job opportunities. So if a CDB, if an application, if the application reach to the maximum number of PDBs, which is 4096 in 18C as well as in 12C release 2, then you need to create another CDB, but you want these two applications need to be logically connected with each other. Okay, So why you want a logical connector? Because then you want the HR is overall HR is one application, but these are these different components are being um, um, are, are being put into the separate PDBs. Okay, so when the number of PDBs reach to 4096, then you can use a CDB Fleet. I can't see a real use case of this because I don't think so any application can have up to that level of PDBs. So I think the second use case is much better justification for the CDB Fleet as compared to the first one. Why? Just take the same example of HR environment. Okay, HR payroll and the job and the recruitment process. They are both, take an example, both are quite resource intensive, taking a lot of CPU, a lot of memory and IO. Okay, so they are part of HR, but you want to keep those ones separate on separate host. For example, CDB1 contains HR payroll, CDB2 contains recruitment process, and maybe third one is contains a complaint box, or you can say the organizational chart. Okay, so they are all three on the separate host, but they are logically connected with each other so that you can monitor HR application from one box, from one container. Okay, so just for monitoring and for centralized management, you want the CDB Fleet. Okay, and another benefit from CDB Fleet is, for example, if you can run, okay, from lead CDB you can run a SQL statement that can be run on CDB1, CDB2, CDB2 PDB, or CDB3. So same SQL can be run across all three, even though these are logically connected, and but they are placed separately. But from lead CDB, you can run any SQL SQL commands to get the data for reporting purpose for the same application. Okay, but the main note you need to keep is the schema name need to be same throughout the throughout the PDBs. And so there are some restrictions in CDB Fleet. Each PDB should be unique. Okay, the PDB name should be unique in all the CDBs in CDB Fleet, and plus you can create a CDB from the root seed from the lead CDB to the to any of the CDBs that is being logically connected. You can create that one from here. But if you want to open that PDB, you have to go to that CDB to open that PDB. Okay, so creation is possible, but not opening. So this is all about the CDB Fleet. So next part is that is all about a multi-tenancy. The next part is the RMAN enhancements. So what are the enhancements in RMAN side? RMAN PDB duplicates. Um, uh, you can duplicates are quite useful for refreshes and to taking up the production copies into the dev and test environment. In 12.2, you could able to duplicate a PDB to a new CDB only. If you want to do onto the existing CDB, it is not possible in 12.2. In 18C, RMAN allows the duplicate to the existing CDB, but there are some restrictions. Only active duplication is allowed, and you can duplicate only one PDB. You cannot duplicate to a standby CDB, and you cannot skip any table space. And remote recovery file destination need to be set so that the destination on the destination side, the CDB can be recovered based on the um, recovery file, that is to get the archive logs, get the archive logs. So that need to be set. So here is an example. Both CDB 18 and CDB destination both are open in read and write mode. So you can do a duplicate pluggable database uh, PDB name as you can give a new name to the destination CDB. Okay. If you want to keep the same name of the PDB, that is also possible. You can skip as clause from the duplicate command. I think this is quite useful. You can keep either change the name or you can keep the same name. Depends what is your requirement, but both things are possible. So this is about RMAN Duplicate. The next cool feature is pre-plugin backups. So what is pre-plugin backups? So any backup that is taken on a non-CDB or a PDB on a PDB database before it is being plugged to the target CDB. Okay, remember I told you about plug in and plug and unplug. So you can plug in any non-CDB or or PDB environment from one CDB to a target CDB. So any backups taken before the plugin in are called pre-plugin backups, and this is available from 12.2 onwards. Okay, but in 18C there are few more RMAN commands are available, like catalog, cross-check, and list. Okay, so means all the PDB backups that are taken before the plugin onto the CDB are reusable. So how I'm going to use, I have created a pluggable database using XML file, or you can unplug file. Pluggable database is open, and then I can not list backups, it is going to be list pre-plugin backups of that PDB. You can list the archive logs as well. If you want to restore, you can say restore pluggable database this from pre-plugin backup. And you can also catalog any archive log that is missing that you need for the recovery. You can get that from that. You can get any of the missing archive log from the source or from the CDB from where it is unplugged. You can get that one from there and catalog it there, and then you can do the full recovery. This is quite useful according to me. And next part is what is new in installation and patching. Installation changes. 18C offers a RPM based installation. Very useful. You can do the pre-installation validation, and installation itself is from the RPM. This slide itself is self-explanation is there, so you can use a jump install a pre-installation and then install 18C from the RPM. Another big change is location of the password file in 18C. Before that, it was always in Oracle Home, but now from 18C onwards, the password file is placed under Oracle Base. Read-only Oracle Homes. This is also another big feature. Starting with at 18C, you can configure an Oracle Home in a read-only mode. So why you need a read-only Oracle Home? Okay, in read-only Oracle Home, all the configuration data and log files reside outside of the read-only home. Okay, so this feature allows you to use the read-only Oracle Home as a software image that can be distributed across multiple servers. Okay, so you can spread it across to the n number of servers. But just always remember, the configuration data and log files are going to sit outside. How it is possible? You can do root CTL enable force and root CTL disable force if you want to disable the read-only home. These are the highlighted read-only home is being enabled successfully, and this is the location. In read-only home, there will be two new directories are being created: Oracle Base Home and Oracle Base Config. You can see what is the difference in Oracle Home and Base is always there, but now these are two new directories: Oracle Base Home and Oracle Base Config. So what exactly the benefit? As I explained, easy patching. Okay, so now you don't need a downtime for the database. You can easily patch the binaries separately. Okay, mass rollouts. You can go, you can distribute to the multiple servers. And then, according to me, the big benefit is simplified provisioning of installation. Okay, so installation part and configuration part are being separated it out, which is really cool. Another thing is 18C release model. As I explained you earlier, I will in my first slide that I will explain what is the release model in 18C. This is a big change from 12C or all the previous releases. Till now, we were getting quarterly um, patches, PSU patches and bundle patches. But from 18C onwards, um, you will get updates. Okay, for example, 18.1 is released in January, or you can say February 18, or 18 of like the current year. And then you will get in quarterly, you will get update onto the, you will get a second update, which is going to be named as 12.2. So this update is nothing but a patch update. Okay, in July you will get 18.3 as an update. Okay, as well as a revision. So update and revision is nothing but the PSU, or you can say a patch releases. Okay, so continuously you will get update 2, 3, 4, 5 for I think 2 years, if I'm not wrong, 2.5 years, depends upon when the first 18 for 18C, if it is going to release in July for on premises, I think from there it is 2 years. Okay, so but in 19, when the fifth update is available for 18.1, you will also get a 19.1 next year in January. So this is a new feature release. This is not a patch. This is a new database upgrade. To summarize, I would say the version numbers reflect the patch levels. So here, this is a patch level revision or updates or patches. Okay, if we are going from 18.2.1 to 18.3.1 or up to 18.7.1, or maybe it can go 18.15. So these are all a patch updates. So these are you can apply those updates from OPatch. But if you're going from 18.2.1 to 19.1, this is a database upgrade, and you have to use DB upgrade or DB UA for that one. Okay, so I got all this information from this meta link, or you can follow this video. I think it's not quite visible over here. So it's a Mike Durici, which is like an upgrade guru. You can follow this video. It's quite cool video, and you will understand all the patching model and 2 year time, and when the new release is going to be available, and what is the premium support for any release. All this information this is half an hour of video, which is quite useful. Another general enhancements for 18C is SQLPLUS features from 12.2. You will get a history. You can set a history on, and then you can run any command from the history. Like if you want to do the second command to rerun a second command, you can say history to run. Markup CSV. So the CSV also supported from 12.2 onwards. You can, as a markup language, markup setting, you can do that one from 12.2 onwards. 18C, what's available in 18C? For DBAs, it is really good to know what is a SQL ID. Now you can set a feedback on SQL ID, and you will get a SQL ID, whatever is run on that particular session. And set limit low, limit n. So if you want for particular a table, if you want to get just 5 rows or 10 rows, that is, you can set the output row limit, row output limit. You can set it 5, 10, whatever you want. This is quite cool as well. My favorite one is set line size window. So what is a set line size window is, it will resize the it will resize, it will set the line size and page size according to the width and length of your screen. Okay, it will automatically set the line size and page size according to the width and length of your screen. For example, when I tested this feature, I put my screen and screen, and then I set, okay, set window side window, and it line size was set to 94. Then I shrink my screen, and it automatically, when then and I saw, see what is the now line size is, it is 70. So it can automatically adjust, which is quite cool. And these are available only from 18C. Cancel SQL statement, and this is a runaway query. If you want to cancel any SQL statement in the session, that is also possible. You can do it from alter system cancel SQL with the ACID and serial number on from the rack environment. You can put the instance ID, or you can put the SQL ID as well, which is quite, I think we in our environment we have a lot of runaway queries, so we can now kill those ones from this commands on from 18C onwards. Scalable sequences. This is another cool feature. Now the sequences can be scalable, means we will have, whenever you are going to create a sequence, it will have, if it is a scalable, it will have another 6 digits in front of the sequence number. So these 6 digits are three numbers. 3 digits are going to be a session number, and 3 is instance number. This is quite useful for to solve the content index and lack index contention in rack environment. If there are two values that you can do in scalable, you can set the sequence as a scalable or can be extended. If you set only scalable, means there will be 6 digits are going before the normal sequence number. But if you set scale and have a 6 digit, but whatever the maximum value that is being set for the sequence is being appended to your to the sequence number, to the scalable sequence. You can automatically go from scale to no scale, or from no scale to scale, scale to extend, or extend to no extend. So these are all possible in scalable sequences. Another feature is session sleep. So if you want to suspend a session for a number of seconds, that is possible from within the procedure. You can do that one from dbms_session.sleep. So this is a replacement of a dbms log, which need extra privilege if you want to run into the procedure. But with the dbms_session sleep, it is possible without any extra privilege, which is quite cool. On security level, I really like this feature, schema only accounts. A schema only account is it is a schemas which don't have any passwords. Okay, so where we are going to use the schema only account, this feature is especially for administrators who want to further secure their database by not allowing direct connection to the application schema for any reason, for security reason, you can say. Okay, so in 18C you can create a user with no authentication, means no password is provided. You can grant any system level privileges, but I think the DBA level role cannot be granted to schema only accounts. Then you can create a proxy user from where we are going to connect. You can give a create session privilege, and once that is given, then you can connect to the using a proxy user with this method connect proxy user, and in the bracket you can give a schema only account slash give the password of the proxy user at PDB. But internally you are connecting as a proxy user, but underneath you are actually connected to a schema only account, and you can create tables and whatever to the schema only account with the proxy users. but direct connections are not allowed. If you try it, you will get a username and password username or password errors if you try to connect to the schema only accounts. Private temporary tables. This is another feature in 18C. We always have a global temporary tables in 12C and 11G. It is available from from long time to do the intermediate to store intermediate results. But in private temporary table space are stored in memory, and it is visible to that particular session only. It is not available to the all the session. That is like in the case of global temporary table spaces. So here the contacts can be dropped after the session or after the transaction. Okay, you can preserve the definition of the private temporary table space, or you can drop because it is in memory. It is up to you. If you want to store, you want to keep it, you can keep it, or preserve the definition, or you can drop the definition after commit. And these private temporary table space can only be created with this prefix aura $ptt underscore. Without that, if you try to create, it won't allow you to create. So this is just to identify these are the private temporary table spaces. New features in online commands. There is a few in 12C. We already got table online, and then table move that can be online. Even the data files can be move online. And there is now in 18C you can merge the partitions online and merge the subpartitions online. That is new in 18C. Data guard. In data guard, we have already known the non-logged blocked. So non-logging is when you don't want to create a redo logs. It is bypassing the redo logs. So non-logged blocks are being extended in data guard in 18C. Now, if you want to create for a bulk load, okay, this is useful in bulk load. For example, if you want to do a bulk load in a no logging operation, you can set a standby to take a no logging for a load performance or for a database data availability. And a first command, okay, all the non-logged blocks on the standby need to be applied before the commit operation can be done on a primary database. So here the availability is important. So all the known logged blocked need to be applied on standby before primary can go further. So there might be a little bit of throttling happening on this on this option. But if you don't care about about the availability, but for the bulk load, the performance is main for you, then you can set, okay, do the load operation for the non-logged blocks. Okay, the primary won't wait the blocks are being applied or not. It will just continue. Okay, so standby will automatically autocorrect and get the resolve the gap, and it will automatically go back and get the data from the primary if there is any issues. So this is quite cool. From it is available from 18C onwards. Just a couple of more slides left. ESM disk repair time is being increased from 3.6 to 12 hours. This is quite cool. When a disk is taken offline from a disk group, the disk group will not immediately dropped. Okay, so it will wait for 3.6 hours till 12.2, and even I think in 11G as well. But in 18C, this time is being increased to 12 hours. Okay, so now you have more time for the disk repair. It won't drop within a 3.6 hour. This is available from 18C. And flex flex ESM is available from 12 onwards. So whenever you are converting a normal ESM to flex ESM, okay, so you have to put in a mount restricted mode in 12.2 till 12.2 version. But in 18C, you don't have to do that. You don't have to put in a mount restrictor mode. You can easily convert a normal to flex ASM without putting into the mount in a mount restrictor mode. And this is another, if you want to drop a disk group including its files, it is also possible. The drop cascade is available. You can say drop cascade is available in file groups, but these were not available till 12.2 till 12.2. So you can do the same from ASM CMD as well. RMFG, this is a new in 18C. Okay, so this is all about the 18C environment. Now, I just want to quickly go through, because 18C is not available on premises, how we can test 18C features. Okay, even though it's available, it is going to be released in July or maybe beginning of August. So for now, if you want to test some of the 18C feature, you can go to livesql.oracle.com. Here you can do quite a bit. You can create test some of the features, not all, not the DBA level features, but yes, private like scalable sequences or private temporary tables or those SQL features that can be easily tested over in 18 or from livesql.oracle.com. Some code libraries, some other, there are a few guys who have already tested those features and they are publicly available. You can have a look, okay, how they have scripted it up, and then how they are using um, those those features. So these are available from the code library. Even you can create your own code and then you can save it to the public. Okay, so that this is kind of like a community, uh, like a for sharing something for the community. You can do there's some schemas are sample schemas are available, or you can build your own schema as well. So this is a like overview, just to have a look and then play around it. It's quite easy, and it is using 18.1. I think now I haven't looked at recently, so it might be 18.2 already, because there's a one update release is already done. Maybe it's already 18.2, so have a look over there. Another thing is, if you want to play with it in C now or maybe tomorrow, then go to Oracle Cloud and then get a free trial account. This is $300. This is available for 30 days. If you are going to use 315 days, that's it. Or the maximum is 30 days. If you on 30th day, if you still left with $100, that is gonna go after 30 days. So you could able to get up to 3,500 free hours. So it is quite cool if you can want to play with it and then just create an account. So to wrap up, so I have already said this to 18C is the first major architecture change since version 6. We discussed about a multi-tenancy enhancement, PDB refreshable, PDB carousel, and PDB cloning, pluggable, unpluggable. So there is quite a bit of multi-tenancy enhancements are available from 18C and especially on it from 12C as well as on 18C. Simplified patching and release mode. I really like the way they have the numbering are coming up, like 18.2 at the 18.2.1. I know that it is patched up to the April 1. Okay, 18.3 is patched up to July 1. So it is quite easy and easy to remember. So there's a lot of security, grid and performance level changes. There are a lot of features are available. ATC, I haven't discussed all. I just discussed maybe 30 or 40% only. Okay, so I'm still testing those features. I do publish blogs. If you want to see those blogs in future, you can subscribe. I will share that information in next slide. And if you want to test the 18C, either go to SQLive or a cloud. And 18C Express Edition is also coming up soon. I have heard from Maria, and there's a few other guys that 18C Express Edition is going to come up soon. Yeah, that's it. So I hope it is helpful for you guys. And if you want to, I have already written a couple of blogs on 18C. If you want to look into that one, you can look into my blogs, mandysandhu.com. You can follow up me on Twitter as well as on LinkedIn. That's it from my side, and I would like to thank you all for you know listening to me and taking your time today. Yeah, that's it from my side. And I would like to thanks to Francisco as well. There is a lot of hard work from Francisco. It's really amazing. How it's really incredible how Francisco is spending so much time and giving so much to the community. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Francisco. Thank you. Um, Francisco is saying you have one question by chat. Okay, can have a look. Um, okay. Can we create a flashback restore point for in PDB level in 12.2? There was a question from Harihar. Can we create a flashback restore point for in PDB level in 12.2? I think you could able to create, because if it depends upon if you have put undo undo mode in as a local undo mode. I maybe you could able to flashback, but I think I'm not 100% sure about that one, that if you could able to restore uh, um, you can restore on a PDB level. I need to test that one. I am not 100% sure for that one. Yeah. Any other question? There's another one from Nishant Kumar. All those refreshable PDBs, they rely on the flashback technology. Yes, yeah. So you have to enable the flashback for the refreshable PDBs, and it can get a lot of it. Yeah, basically yes. It depends upon the flashback technology for the refreshable PDBs. Any other? You can, if there is any question, you can send it through to me through my blog as well. I can have a look, because some of these of the 18C features, I tried to test all these features, but there are some changes as well. So, um, just flick me an email, or I can answer you that one. Okay, I think we are running out of time. If you have more questions, just send it through to me, and then